Hi everybody, and welcome to the live stream. So let's just check the audio and let's get into it. But I hope you guys have had a good day, and we're just finishing up day 143, auction day 143. So we'll just do a quick audio check, and we'll get into it. So here's a quick welcome. Pretty cool. And yeah, it's looking exciting here. Day 143, we've got 104.6 million Axion in there, and we're waiting just to close that out. Just under 9 minutes to go on that one. 23 ETH in there, and that's 50,000 US dollars. It's pretty handsome. And 4.5 million Axion per ETH is the auction price versus Uniswap, which is just over 4.3 million per ETH. So that's pretty good. So not too bad at all. Not too scraggy, not too scrappy, just right as it were. So pretty cool. And we've got about 8 minutes to go. So very cool. Now what do we got coming up? You guessed it. VC number 8. So that's pretty cool. That's our end of our 4th week. So we've got 24 hours of wonderful wrap Bitcoin divs coming our way. If you staked, you're going to make it and you're going to earn those wrap Bitcoin divs. The good thing about wrap Bitcoin divs, they go into your wallet or they stay on the staking platform. You can withdraw them at any time. They go in there at real time. As Ethereum enters the venture capital auction from the bidders, 85% of that gets distributed back to stakers. 10% goes back to the bidders. So if you want to bid into the auction, you can do that. I always recommend going in at the end of the auction so that you know what the auction price is versus the market price. So you always get the best result for you. And 5% goes back to the Axion Foundation team to do marketing and growth work and pay salaries and that sort of stuff. So pretty cool. And we've got about 7 minutes to go on this regular auction. We have 5 regular auctions per week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. We have 2 giant VCA auctions where we get the wrap Bitcoin immediately back to our staking platform, and that is Tuesday and Friday. So here we are about to start a new VCA in 7 minutes, and we're ending up this regular auction with a nice little sellout, so pretty cool. Now the bottom figure there, 21.83, that's a 90% sellout. That means you get the 10% discount from the auction price to the market, as well as the 10% referral bonus. So that could be upwards of 20%, pretty cool. If you self-refer, you can even get up to 30%. In this auction, however, it's almost sold out to 100% of the availability, which means that you're mostly getting the 10% referral bonus. Unless you're self-referred, you get 20%. So that's how it works there. Pretty cool. You can see regular auction up here in the top left. It's got 80% of the ETH that's bid into the auction, so 80% of that 23 is used to buy Axion on the market. So the regular auctions, you get Axion dividends. The venture capital auctions, you get wrap Bitcoin dividends. Pretty cool. You win both ways, so it's pretty nice. And so far we've got 55 million Axion's been bought on the market for 27,000. You can see there on buybacks, and that's looking pretty good. So that's a nice little summary for 2 minutes out of the different auctions that we've got. So pretty cool. Liam, hey, hi Liam, good to see you. Hi Superman, ready for some juicy divs, yeah. I should have got some watermelon, eh? Watermelon, every time some Ethereum goes in there, it's a wrap Bitcoin divs comes, have some watermelon. But that would get a bit messy with the watermelon, so won't do that. It's almost, I think we must be moving out of the season here, because we've just left summer, official summer, and obviously in the Northern Hemisphere they'll be coming into summer in a couple of months. Obviously it's April now. So we end our summer in, we end our summer. Actually, we've been out of summer for a while. I think we've been out for about 5 weeks now. So we're well into I guess it's spring, is it? Yeah, I think it's spring. Yeah. So pretty cool. I always get my seasons mixed up. So always have since I was a kid. Don't know why, but there we are. 5 minutes to go. 104 million, 0.6, and we've got $51,200. We'll see whether we get a little bit more ETH in there just at the close. This is the sniping moment. Like I said, if you're going to snipe in, that basically means coming in at the end of the 24-hour auction at the end. Then make sure you've got plenty, a minute or two to spare, because if you don't pay fast enough gas, it could get stuck and then it follows through to the next auction. Well, that's not the worst thing in the world today, because we've got a venture capital auction starting up, and that's going to have a billion in there. So let's have a quick look and see what that is. That's got 1 billion and 1,458,162 Axion in there. That says venture auction type. So you can see all the different types there: regular auction, venture auction. That's venture capital auction number 9. Up there on the 9th of April, so yeah, that's going to update soon, and that will go to become live in 4 minutes. So very exciting. Venture capital number 8. Everyone's loving them, loving the wrap Bitcoin divs. We saw a flippening on the VCA 7. where on Friday where we saw the Ethereum come in towards the end of the day, which is pretty normal as opposed to the front end. We've been pretty sport with it coming in the front end, but it did create a lot of action. We'll see what happens today in VCA number 8. So pretty cool. 4 minutes away to close of this one, day 143, and VCA number 8, which is about to start, is day 144. So auction day 144. So we're getting up there towards that 150 mark. That basically is pretty exciting. So we're getting up to what, 5 months? Pretty cool indeed. So we're starting to get a bit of maturity. The next couple of months are pretty critical for Axion and its maturity and its growth. Pretty awesome. And yeah, we've got a couple other specialty topics today. I'm going to really talk about shares and the importance of shares. So we're going to talk a bit briefly about that probably once the VCA starts, because we'll be covering the VCA opening, see whether any nice big Ethereum entries go into the auction at the beginning. So hope you enjoy, sit by, get a nice cuppa or something like that, sit back and relax and enjoy the opening of the 8th VCA auction and those wrapped Bitcoin divs coming in. So pretty cool. Let's have a quick look around, see what we've got here. John Atkins, hey, welcome John, good to see you. This is what mathematicians meant by the golden ratio, 90% sold out Axion auction. Yeah, I think you might be right about that. I've watched a few videos on the golden ratio, interesting stuff there. So pretty cool. All right, we've got just about 3 minutes to go. Here we go, folks. We're counting it down. I did notice that the other day we got this new whale, not a new whale, new shark, ETH23, and they're new. That's new investment, and you're talking about 100,000 US dollars. Sorry, you're talking about 310,000 US dollars that new investor came in with, and they staked it all for 15 years. So you can see on this one, this account, they staked it all for 15 years, and that's new. That's a new one. So 300,000 came in new, 15 years, and they're going to be getting their nice shark level. They're going to be they got almost 0.5% of the whole reward pool, and so they're in it to win it. And congrats to them. They've already got a bit of Bitcoin to start it off, because obviously they started. So you watch that after today, they'll be loving it, and good on them for getting in there. So that's a brand new one there. I thought that was cool. They got almost 2.3 billion shares. So pretty cool. All right, we're last 2 minutes to go from the regular auction, and let's count it down. Hope you guys are enjoying this one. Some juicy divs. I love that saying, some juicy divs. I like that. I often want to put that on the title all the time, but can't do it every time. So we're going to count it down. We've got a couple of good topics. I hope you enjoy it. Some insights, hopefully, on the shares, and we'll have a quick look at that. So cheers to you. We're about to start epic. 1 minute to go to VCA number 8. It's pretty cool. So these regular auctions seem to be selling out between 25, 25 to 35, somewhere in there, or maybe 23 to 33, somewhere like that. So they're selling out quite easily. So that's really, really positive. We can see all that history in the past there. So you can see all the days there. Look at all those tabs, 5 on each page. You tab way back to 143, so it's pretty neat. Here we go, 35 seconds. Not far now, folks. So pretty cool. And there we go. Our price at the moment is 0.000487. That's the price US cents, 0.000487. So it's just been not too bad today. Rebounded a little bit there, tad. We're going to have a look at the price too. We're in a nice little triangle as well, so we'll see whether that breaks out. We'll check that out in a second. So here's 10 seconds to go. Counting it down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. So we've closed the regular auction for day number 143, and we just started the number 8 venture capital auction, day 144. Pretty cool. Hey, welcome to the channel, everybody, and we just started the new VCA number 8, so we're going to wait till that refreshes. We've got the data here. Let's go to the channel here. We'll check out this. Look at it. We hit 490 billion shares as well. Pretty exciting. We're starting off with 49.48 wrapped Bitcoin, so take note of that. That's pretty cool. We've got 88 billion. We reached 88 billion in the Max Share Club, and we're about to start the number 8 VCA. So we're hitting records all the time. Hitting records. Watch that one there. It's going to be awesome. And also we've got that at 88. We hit 88. Beautiful. We're heading towards 90. It's going to be epic. This VCA is going to help towards that with over $1 billion in there. So pretty cool. Wait for that to refresh. Not sure which one's going to refresh first. Let's refresh the page. That helps a lot. So I hope you sit back, get a cup of coffee and or a hot chocolate or something. There we are. We got the next VCA number 8 in there. Number 8 is there, and 1,713,756 AXN up for grabs. $490 at the moment at the current price of 000048749. Very cool indeed. 209.29 to sell it out at 90%. So that's very cool. So 209, so that's $445,000, and remember 85% of that gets of the Ethereum goes back to buy wrap Bitcoin and give it back to stakers. So pretty cool. So 209.26 divided by 0.9, that would be 232.5 to sell out the whole 1 billion. That would obviously erode the 10% auction price discount to market, but you still get your 10% wrap Bitcoin if that does get sold out. Pretty cool indeed. And that's paid immediately to your MetaMask wallet, and stakers are paid immediately as well. As soon as you enter that Ethereum into the auction, it will get processed, go onto the Uniswap and buy wrap Bitcoin. Very cool. So there we are. We've just started a couple minutes, 2 minutes in there. So we'll wait and see what happens here. Let's just check the time. So we're 11 minutes in, and we'll just keep going while we're having fun with the opening, and we never know what we're going to get. Sometimes last time most of it came in towards the end of the day, and today we'll see whether it comes in at the beginning. See if we get any shockers. Anyone comes in. So a few dolphins, whales, shrimps. Actually, a lot of shrimps have actually surprised us and come in and jump to whatever they are. Dolphins from a shrimp to a shark, all sorts of stuff. So, like I say, if you look at this one here, this wallet here that I just saw, this is new. They staked 634 million, and that's 310,000. And you can see that their stake is new. Staked from the 6th of April, I guess that is, to the 21st, 6th to 2036. So awesome stuff there. That's what we love to see. We want to see those sort of things happening as well. Pretty cool. All right, so just waiting for some ETH in there. Hopefully, when I'm going to just cover a few of the metrics, and we'll check that out as we go. So we've got 276.2 billion total supply. 57.2 is the official liquid, but we're going to do some discounting of that and work that out. So and we've got 218.9 billion staked, which is absolutely astounding, and our percentage is at 79.28. But as I say, the liquid's much higher if we take away the contracts and maybe discount Uniswap for 50%. 575 is our rank. Total stakes 22,817. 9.26 million is the average stake size. 1,992 days the average stake length, and that's getting longer, right? I think you guys were just about hit to 2,000 there. 42 million US dollar market cap, and our share rate is 1.1287, which moved up a lot slower than I expected. So we'll watch that one. And here's our auction running at the moment. Different view. 4.5 minutes in. We'll see what happens there. We've got a auction price is starting off at 10% cheaper to the Uniswap, so that's pretty cool. Just under 4.8 million versus a 4.34 million. So there we are. We'll see how that goes. Just check the wallets because we're all interested in wallet growth. And 26 new users today, so still on the lower side, but we'll check out the week there, and that's at 199, so still on the lower side, so we've still got a lot of work to do there. Obviously, marketing is just ramping up they're still doing A/B data analysis testing through April, but there is going to be a bit of marketing ramping up through April. We do see the banner ads back on Axion on Dex tools, so it's interesting stuff there. Now, I do know that they're going to be spending this quarter about 200,000 US dollars on marketing. In this second calendar quarter, and at least half of that 100,000 on distribution, which I take it to be marketing distribution through the networks like IBS and Digital. I always get tongue twisted on that. I hate that catchphrase, but that's the one there. We've got. Let's have a look at the day. We've got 11,709 active users and well over 18,000 wallets with one Axion in it. So that's where that stands up. Let's quickly look at the overview. And we've got 490 billion shares. I mean, it's outstanding. We're 10 billion away from 500 billion. We'll get there pretty quick, I think. Pretty cool. And I would say we've reached another milestone, 88 billion max share club. Pretty cool. And we're starting out for wrap Bitcoin at 49.81, I think. Yay, 4. So we're well over 6,000 stakes too in that 15-year club. Looking good. And we're a couple of minutes in now. and we've got 490,000 to go. So we'll see how we go there on that one. Let's quick look at some of the activities. It's always fun to look at some of the activities here. So we've got an unusual early unstake there. Look at that penalty, 255,000 versus 171 on 914. So served 138 over 177. So it just shows you it's not a good idea to early unstake and so forth. So look at that 5 million max shares. That was 25 minutes ago. 54 million max shared. That was 33 minutes ago. 2.5 million max shared. So you're getting max shares all over the place, folks. It really is quite good. Pretty awesome. And yeah, look at that. Even small amounts coming in, like 229,000 max shared. And obviously, if you get a lot of price inflation, that will all look like nothing. And you got all these decent ones all a couple hours ago. So pretty neat there. Let's scroll down. We'll stay on the auction there as we bring up some stuff. And obviously, we've got the view here as well, which is just slightly different. So pretty cool. Let's quickly check. Alex is in the chat, so good to see you, Alex. Only 210 ETH to fill. That's right. Last week some fish stole all the discount at the last minute. Naughty fishy. Yeah, and unfortunately Alex was in on that day, and I was very excited for Alex too. And Alex was excited, but you still got a decent result. But it would have been really good if that naughty fishy hadn't gone in there. With 16 ETH at the end, yeah, that's right. John Atkins, I saw that yesterday. Somebody upgraded the stake to max with 663 million. Yeah, so 295. So that was pretty awesome, eh, John? So pretty cool. That's really positive to get those sort of level investments in there. That's a really good sign, especially with the uncommitted whales having mostly exited. I think we know that there's possibly one or two still out there with short-term stake profiles, but we'll watch them and see whether one of them. It'd be nice if at least that the one that's been coming out regularly ends up staking long-term and just commits. That certainly would be good for them. As well as we won't get as many of those big giant red candles and having to recover, because it does take the momentum out in the short term, even though our net staking is really super awesome, and that's going to eventually push us to a parabolic, and we're looking forward to that parabolic when it happens. So pretty cool. All right, so let's have a quick look at the price. So we're at 0.0048627 is the US price on DEX tools, and you can see we've still got a banner up there. See that banner still up there? I thought it was going to end, but it still seems to be there. We've got 9.5 million liquidity, which is still a good solid level. Very nice indeed. 385,000 daily volume, that's on the low side. And pooled ETH, 2,244. 9.8 billion total AXN and 41,635 transactions, which is still really healthy. So lots of little smaller transactions going on in this value, and we see a few little sell-offs there at the end of the regular auction. That often we get a lot of movement around the beginning and end of auctions, so that's nothing surprising there. This is a look. We've got the day chart here. Let's have a quick look there. I've got the Bollinger Bands in blue. That gives you 5% of the price down the bottom, 95% at the top. So we're just sitting in the middle, average there, the 50% mark. We bounced off this 0.0045 mark. You can see we've had a few little price movements there on the daily through there. We seem to be in this nice little triangle here, which perhaps more suggested than not that we will have a breakout. My guess is the 2/3 probability that we'll break up rather than down, but we'll watch out. We do need a day or two more data in there, but yeah, there's a bit of support there, and we'll watch it. We've also got all the staking metrics going in the right direction, so as I always say, it sort of eventually drags the price in the right direction and towards that parabola movement, but we're all waiting patiently. All the stats are going in the right direction, so I'm feeling very good about that. All right, so let's have a quick look at the, well, first of all, we'll go back to the auction, see whether anything's come in there. No. So I've got to make sure I regularly check back there just to make sure we don't lose there. So we've got this, it says basically 86 million on Axion liquidity. We can see that if we take off that 89, we take off the 28.6 million out of the dev wallet, that's the Axion Foundation development wallet. We take off these contracts which are used in the ecosystem, the 3.8, the 2.9, and let's assume that we take Uniswap, we take half of that off, then you end up with about 45 billion. So I did see Scott's numbers about 43. So even if we say 45, we're certainly way lower. We're certainly way lower than this 57. So let's say we're at 45, and that's probably a reasonable guess. So let me know your thoughts on that, Alex, John, or all the rest of you there. But that's kind of my numbers. Hey, Patricia Steer is here from Axion Today show. She is most wonderful guest. Welcome, Patricia. So really cool. And Alex says, hi, Patricia. So very welcome to you. So very exciting times here. We reached some major milestones just as we opened up the venture capital auction number 8. We got 490 billion total shares. We got 88 billion max shares. We are going to climb from this almost 50 wrap Bitcoin, possibly adding another 6 or 7 a Bitcoin over the day. So pretty cool. And there we are sitting at about 490,000 US dollars up for grabs today in the 1 billion Axion sale in the auction. So pretty cool. 90% sellout would be 207 ETH, and that'd be pretty exciting to get there. So if you do go into the auction, you can basically use the link below. There's no referral bonus. You just basically get in there, you put your Ethereum in, basically hook up your MetaMask wallet with some Ethereum, then enter the auction, and you can do that just by entering there. So it looks like my wallet address has gone out of bunk for some reason, so not sure why that is. So we'll just wait till that update. So you basically enter, you just connect your wallet, MetaMask wallet, and then you can click send. You put in the amount that you want, so whatever that is. I haven't got much Ethereum in there at the moment. So you can click send. Once you click send, it will go into the auction. Your Ethereum will be in here, and you will then get a new light item with my bets, and then you'll have, it will basically at the end of 24 hour will close, and you'll get whatever the auction rate is. Plus, when you enter your Ethereum, you also get immediately 10% wrap Bitcoin to the amount of value. So if you had put one Ethereum in there, you get 0.1 Ethereum back and wrap Bitcoin immediately to your MetaMask wallet. So pretty cool. That's a pretty good deal. The auction price also starts at 10% discount, but that can erode depending if the auction gets sold. In this case, if more than 209 Ethereum goes in there, then that auction price starts to fall. So that's interesting. That's just for people that are new. Once you actually exit, so you're going to pay an Ethereum transaction fee to get into the auction by clicking the send button. You're also going to pay an Ethereum fee at the end of the 24-hour auction to stake. So you're going to have to stake it once you withdraw it out of the auction off this page, off the auction page. And so there's 2 Ethereum fees to be paid within the day. And but that stake, you have to minimum stake that for 120 days out of a venture capital auction. And so therefore, but most people obviously are probably staking much longer than that. If you stake for 5,555 days, then you get 20% extra bonus in shares per year up for 15 years. So that's an over 300% bonus. Pretty neat indeed. And if you get more shares, whoever owns the shares gets more of the reward pool. So that's what you're after, is to get more shares ultimately if you're after more of the reward pool each day. So pretty cool. That's of all rewards. So it's the venture capital auctions, it's the regular auctions, which you get Axion, and it's also the 8% minimum return in inflation that you get paid in Axion as well, that goes into the reward pool each day. So it's pretty lucrative. There's also big paydays which run from year 1 to 5, and you just need to have stakes that are crossing over with 350 days to get that. So pretty exciting stuff. Lots of rewards in Axion, and as you can see, a lot of people staking for a long period of time. We can see that here 88 billion is staked for 15.2 years. That's 5,555 days. That's a big commitment. And why are they doing that? Because they're going to get all those extra Axion over that period, and they're also going to get all the wrap Bitcoin from all the auctions. It's going to be 104 venture capital auctions per year. Obviously, the amount that's in the auctions will change depending on the market price of Axion, and potentially we could see that change at 0.001. Mike, so 1/10 of a penny. We may start to see that amount actually decrease in the VCA, but that would be subject to supply and demand, and also the strategy and marketing team's decision making. So we'll look forward to that. They do a lot of modeling. So if you've seen the white paper, at the end of the white paper, there's lots of modeling on the auctions and on the global share rate. So the share rate goes up as well. So it's better to stake today, because in a month's time the share rate will be higher. So all those factors come into play. So it's pretty cool. And that probably led us almost well into our next one. So hey, FBAM, good to see you, FBAM. Great job, Superman. Good to have you here, FBAM. Patricia Steer, we have a few big announcements in the show coming up later today. So Axion Today has a show coming up shortly, so you might as well go to the Axion Today channel. Make sure that you get there and get on the waiting queue. And obviously got some big announcements coming up, so very exciting. So that's on Axion today's show. So Axion community and Axion official, they keep moving on with lots of cool stuff. I'm very exciting. So Alex K says, fantastic, can't wait. I love listening to Superman. I'm in bed now, falling asleep, thinking of divs. Yeah, Rat Bitcoin divs, they're awesome. So appreciate that. That's really cool. And so catch up with Axion Today show later when they're doing their special announcements. It's going to be pretty exciting. Now we are currently 16 minutes into the venture capital auction number 8, and this is the end of the first 4 weeks, so the first month of venture capital auctions. We're still waiting to see if some ETH will sneak in there while we're on the live chat. So pretty exciting to see that. Now let's just go quickly to let's quickly check the gas prices out. So I think they were a bit high, and then I think they've come back again. Obviously, we've moved out of the weekend. Weekends typically see the weekend on a Sunday. We had lower Gwei, about 80 Gwei, which is the price of gas. Then it rocketed again because Ethereum and that went up as well. And then we saw it just pull back down. So now we're back to 90 Gwei. So if you're looking at doing a stake or transaction or something, now is probably a good time when it's getting under that 100 Gwei, because you can see compared to the past, it's been well over 100 Gwei, sometimes 200, 300 Gwei, depending on what's happening with the big top 10 cryptos. So pretty cool on that one. Let's quickly jump back to the auction to see if we've got anything in there. I don't want to get caught out by the first Ethereum in there, so we'll wait and see there. Patricia says, hi, FBAM, and Patricia Steer. Did you see the Axion short vid with falling coins? Perfect for dreaming of divs. Nice one. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyway, so let's go to what I want to show you is something in Hex. So we want to talk about shares because people got to understand the importance of shares. So the share rate's going up pretty much every day, right? Just a little tad, but sometimes it moves faster than others. And here you can see on Hex. So I want people to conceive that shares can actually become more expensive. I think I'm going to sneeze, but no, I think I might do. So here we're on the Hex chart. We've got way back. The low price for Hex was in January 4 last year, and the price of a T share, that's 1 trillion shares, was 60 cents. Now look at the chart. It's in the white there. You can see that the market price is in yellow, and you can see that as it's gone there, look at the jump in T shares. So T shares is now your T shares, sorry, is in yellow. Sorry, the yellow is the T shares, white is the market price. So the T shares now is $330. It doesn't quite show on here because it's slightly behind, but about $330, $32 is the amount for a T share, and that's how valuable your shares will become over time, because the share rate goes up, and that's what happens to the shares. Now it's got a different profile to Hex shares, but that's basically the idea, because Hex had a big payday and then it jumped because a lot of people got big return. So it jumped and it went up really big to, I think it's 17,000 something now to get a T share. But this is the idea that you get behind shares. So it's very important to see. You can see that so when you have got your shares in the future, to get that same amount of shares, it might cost someone twice as much in a year's time. So that's basically, like, it could be even more, it could be 10 times as much in a year's time. So that's how it works. So it's better to stake today than to stake in the future, because the value of your shares gets more expensive. So I thought this chart's really cool. I'll post that in the chat just in case some of you want to keep that. So T shares on Hex. That's a cool chart there. Graphics.rocks shows you the price and the value of shares. So if you don't believe it, there's an example of the value of shares. And in fact, there's only 11 million T shares in Hex, and that's only going to be half the amount of equivalence to Bitcoin. So if people believe that Hex is going to go 10,000x, maybe 20,000x even, then you're looking at a T share was 60 cents in January the 4th last year, and now is $332. Imagine what it'll be in another year's time. So do the sums, pretty exciting. So what does that mean for Axion? It means also the shares, because Axion is also one of the premier CD certificate deposits globally in cryptocurrency. And so that also, what does it mean for the shares in Axion? So I'll just leave you those thoughts there. Maybe you're lying in bed thinking about Bitcoin divs. You can also think about T shares, or in our case, probably M shares. Haven't really thought much about that, but we've got. How about B shares? We've got B shares or M shares, something like that. Alex will be good at that. He'll go probably M shares. So there we are. We do have an M share board here. We have a daily payout per M share. So imagine M shares in the future. You've got those now. So we can see that Axion paid out day 142, which is a day behind, was 58 Axion out of that. So that's the inflation and the divs and any penalty and the the regular auctions going into the reward pool there. Alex says you can also chart your account stakes on that site. Yes, you can. So you can make a static staking ladder. So that's pretty cool. So there we are. We're still waiting there. We're what are we in 21 minutes in to VCA number 8. So we're still waiting for some ETH to flow in there. So feel free if you want to be the first person. You be the first person. But yeah, pretty cool. Now let's see what we've got here. We've got 30 minutes in, so let's go for another 30 minutes. So if you want to get a hot cocoa, something like that, a cup of tea, or an orange juice, whatever, sit back and relax, and we'll just watch this opening together. Now I'm going to do something, a couple of new things coming up. Once I'm almost caught up, I got behind in my schedule for a couple of days, but I'm almost getting there. So we'll watch. I've got a couple of things coming up for that. So. Pretty cool. Let me know in Discord also if you would like to come on as a guest on here and on some of the shows. It'd be really cool to have you on there. So just let me know on Discord. Just DM me in private chat, and we can queue up some time for that. Patricia says, "Let's hope 8 is great." Yeah, nice one, Patricia. 8 is great. That's good. So yeah, here we go. We're waiting. We're waiting for you to put some Ethereum in. How about that? That's pretty funny. We're waiting. Not you, Patricia, but you, whoever you might be. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, looking cool. And we got no news really, but we did have a couple of. We had someone asked Punky, the strategy and marketing manager. Hard to say, but no. So there's a huge amount of max shared. So will it slow down? So it will slow down at some point. Also, price appreciation of the token will offset reduced share percentage. There was a third mitigating factor someone pointed out to me, but I've forgotten it. Great questions, etc. And then Punky responded, well spoken. The third mitigating thing to do is with the percentage staked. For your dividends to cut in half after max shares week, you needed about 50 billion. So more max shares. They're still not there yet. For them to cut in half again, you would need to see additional 125 billion max shared. So you don't have to worry about that. But by this time, the price pressure on Axion would be 10x pressure it is now, leading to more than double of the price, maintaining your docs for now. So you know that's what we've been saying is that well, it's probably definitely slowed down. Your stake percentage will probably be fine from at the moment, and it would only be changing slightly. But definitely this 10x price pressure, that parabolic that we're talking about, where the fundamentals will eventually drag along the price, is coming not too far away, I'd imagine. So we'll just have to be patient and wait and see how that goes. But definitely we need more wallets coming on board as well, I think. So we've got to watch out for that. So let's hope 8 is great. Yeah, so once again, Axion today is going to have a show on with some big news announcements, so we'll look forward to that. And I have a feeling I know what one of them is, but they've probably got a few other things up their sleeve. Very cool. So if you want to find their channel, just type in Axion today. Also on this channel, we have recommended channels, and Axion today is linked on there, as well as some other channels like Punkynomics and other things like that you can check out also. But pretty cool. It definitely looks like we've had a flippening of the auctions though, Alex. I think we may have had a flippening, and so we'll get the flip end with the Ethereum coming in the second half of the day, rather than our first 6 VCAs. We had the other way around, where a lot of the action was actually coming in towards the beginning and maybe in the middle. So we'll see how we go with that one. We're currently 25 minutes in, just waiting for some Ethereum to pop in there. We did talk about the price earlier as well. So it's sitting at 000487, and you can see we're on a nice green candle today actually. So we all like green. Green's looking good. And we've got less whales to get in our road away now, less whales to get in the way now as well. So be interesting to see we support that support at 0045 in the pink there, or purple. It's like a purple pink, probably more purple than anything. So that's sort of giving a bit of support there, and we'll see whether we break out of that triangle. Should have another in the next over the next. We've got the VCA, so there's a lot of Ethereum going in there, 207, 209 Ethereum, and then at least. And so it'll be interesting to see the demand onto Uniswap from that point. So look, interesting times. Yeah, so that was the last one we had, the 2nd of April. We had a green candle for the VCA. Then we've had basically had a couple of these the regular auctions. So it didn't move sideways really. It's kind of moved down and around. So we'll get a bit of a U feature there, I think, and maybe move up along there and sort of shadow around towards the end of the triangle there, and then pop out that green arrow. So let's see how we go with that one. Let's have a look. Well, getting sniped at the end will encourage people to wait for longer. Yeah, that's good, and it's actually good discipline with the auction price discount, especially if some people are not getting the communication to them when they enter. So it's probably good for that. It only makes sense for big bids to enter early. Yeah, that's true. Big bids. Pretty cool. All right, so let's jump out of there, and we'll jump over to the auction there. So, what's the auction price? 4.8 million per ETH. So 9.56% cheaper, that says there. So we get, obviously, Ethereum price, Axion price moves around a bit, and we'll see what happens there with that. I just put on this. I've already got music on the chat, but I don't actually hear it because it will make give feedback loops. I'm sure there's some studio mode where you can actually have the music on as well, but I don't have that set up. A shark is withdrawn 0.0234 Bitcoin. What could that mean? That either means they're going to hodl it in their MetaMask wallet, or 2, they're going to buy some Ethereum and enter the auction and get some more wrapped Bitcoin and more Axion. So who knows? So I see the 90% buyout mark's gone down to 205.91 Ethereum, so that's pretty interesting. So as we find through, ETH is looking good near all-time high. Yeah, let's check that out while we're here. So we'll check that one. So we've got Bitcoin at 58,840. We've got Ethereum at 2,125. So that's pretty epic. And look at Binance Coin, $380. Now, I reckon Binance can go 4 or 5x from here. Very bullish on Binance Coin. So let's watch this here. So let's have, we got the all-time high. So it was 6 hours ago, the all-time high for Ethereum, $2,153 on CoinGecko. And we're just 1.2% below that at the moment. And look at that percentage above the all-time low. What's that? 491,000%. So there's the dreams are possible. You can get huge parabolics in these things. So pretty awesome. Imagine if you had that Ethereum at that time. That's just insane, insane stuff there. And market cap 245 billion US dollars on the market cap. Oh, sorry, yeah, billion, yeah. So pretty amazing. Let's have a look at the overall. Look at this. Oh, the overall market cap at the moment. Let's just quickly check on the auctions there. No, nothing's come in. So the overall, we're at $2 trillion US dollars on crypto on CoinGecko. $2 trillion, and that's up 4.4%. So that's pretty epic. Bitcoin dominance 54%, ETH dominance 12%. So that's the representation of the market caps of those against all market cap, and pretty awesome there. And look at the coins, 6,634 coins. I remember maybe a year ago, that was at, was it at 2,200? Now it's like 6,600, and that's not all of them, of course. Everybody's making coins. Unfortunately, a lot of scammers are making coins, but you got 6,634 Pretty awesome, and exchanges have really exploded as well. Particularly, obviously, decentralized is taking a lot of the market share, and so that's pretty huge as well. So we're sitting there. We're almost 30 minutes in now into VCA number 8. So we've had a slow start with 0 in there, and we're still waiting. Hey, Rich Hitch, looks like a triangle Ethereum chart. Does too. Let's have a jump there back. Have a look. I don't know if it has the daily. It does have a daily on it. I'm not sure. Let me. Has a 24 hour. Oh, it does have a 24 hour. I should change it to blocks and then max that out. I've maxed too long. Look at that on the Ethereum chart. That parabolic there. It's like crazy. So pretty amazing. 90 day. I guess it's that you're talking about that sort of shape. Looking pretty incredible, really. Let's go quickly to Bitcoin. Let's quickly jump back to the auction there. No, nothing in there at the moment. It might sneak. Someone might sneak some Ethereum in there while we're not looking. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is an interesting spot. Bitcoin, is it consolidating or is it failing to move to wave 3? So wave 3 I'm talking about is moving to 70 to 80,000 US dollars. So we'll watch that one. Let's go to the candles. We'll go last 90 days. So the profile is definitely looking a bit different from when we used to. So yeah, still struggling. We went to 57. Let's go max. Let's go max on there, and yeah, we've got that. Look at that. Look at our previous low when we were at 20,000 or whatever. Let's go 24 hours. Let's go back to this arrow. It's not the best. We've got to get the best representation there. Now we'll go to max share. Max on thing. Yeah, that looks a bit easier to watch. So, look at this. Is what our previous high was at the 20,000. Now it looks dwarfed. So will we get a third wave up to that 70, 80,000 mark? That's the question. Or are we starting to struggle here at the 60,000 mark? And so that's going to be interesting. Are we going to move sideways? So a little bit, getting a little bit cautious here, somewhat cautious with that mark. So let's see. Let's hope for the best. It looks a bit different from this one, of course. So interesting times there. Hey, XDL. Hey, Superman, maybe you could explain what market cap represents. Hey, XDL, we are watching VCA number 8. Yeah, we are watching VCA number 8, so we might stick to that topic. But there are two types of market caps. There's your total coins, but most people use circulating supply times the price to get your market cap. I think we have that on the stats page, but I haven't been using the stats page for some time. I might pull it up. I'll pull it up, XDL, at a different time. It's a good topic. I'll just do it at a different time, I think. So, how are we going there? Yes, sir, Alex. So XDL actually does a lot of Axion merchandise. So if you haven't checked that out, you can check out Axion's XDL's channel. They do have a lot of that on Axion Today's show. They've got XDL's channel there. Market cap for staking coins is tricky because it's debatable if stake coins should count. I appreciate it in the market cap. Yeah, well, technically the coins get burnt, don't they, Alex? So technically you wouldn't include them. There's a lot of variability, eh? I agree with you on that, though, and it's not as clear cut as perhaps some of the like standard stocks and shares are calculated. And then you also get the difference between liquidity as well, right? You get some with high liquidity volumes, and then you got some high ranked, not a lot, but 1 or 2 ranked. Like Hex is like that. It's ranked very high market cap on Nomics, but its liquidity turnover is really low compared to the heavyweights like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stuff like that. Obviously they're huge, but even the bigger ones like Polkadot and stuff. So we're 45 minutes in, so we'll keep going for another 15 minutes, and we'll wait. We'll wait for some Ethereum to come in. We've got 15 minutes to get some in there. I'm going to have dinner afterwards because obviously we've just moved out of daylight savings, so now the auction closes 1 hour earlier. So it used to close 8 o'clock p.m. in New Zealand, my time, because I'm in the future, obviously. And now it closes at 7 o'clock. So what time is it now? It's now 7:38 p.m. in the evening, which is actually a lot easier for me to do these live streams because when it's 8 o'clock, it gets quite late by the time you're finished. It's more like 9 o'clock, so it's actually quite good. Finishes about 8 o'clock, and then I can get a modestly late dinner rather than later. So, and I do go to the gym earlier before it, so yeah. There was a discussion between Richard Hart and owners of Nomics on how to display market cap for Hex correctly. I suspect for Axion the same issue. Whether to show full market cap or only non-stake coins, it's possible to show it both ways. Yeah, and we have that on the stats page that Green Guy's done, right? We have a total market cap and a circulating supply market cap. But when you do stake, you are destroying the coins, and you're actually swapping them into a secondary market technically for shares, and that's what Punkonomics is looking at doing with Brian with the NFTs, making a secondary market for shares. It'd be interesting to see what Hex does with that. So Hex is actually, just pull up our conversation we had last time, Alex, was that Hex is actually, they're going to have obviously two chains, right? And I just slightly forget your comment that you made at last time. Remind me if I misrepresent. But yeah, it's going to have two chains: the original Hex chain and then the new chain, Pulsechain. Both chains, and then but obviously the Pulsechain will dominate probably over time. Chain stake coins definitely not circulating. No, no. But once I said the stake coins get destroyed, you get them back at the end. But then suddenly that gives us the logic that maybe you're alluding to. But they're basically destroyed until you get the stakes mature and you get those coins back. Then they come back into existence, a bit like quantum flux. Although quantum's not really nothing, is it? It's something is there. It's not nothing creating something. It's something creating something. That's a bit of fun for the physics. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. So we're waiting. We're about what's it, 38 minutes in, and still waiting for some ETH there. So people are trying to play hard to get. Like I said too, sometimes when I get off the live stream, then the Ethereum suddenly comes in like a minute later. Like, oh, great one, good one. So yeah, we're printing it out. So pretty cool. So if you're at home and you've got your phone and you're looking at your staking page, because obviously that's where it comes in. So we've got the staking page at the top there, and you need to have your Bitcoin, your wallet address, Ethereum wallet address registered. So if you've got stakes before the 23rd of February, you need to make sure that address gets registered. You can basically do a top up or an upgrade or something like that. If you enter the auction, you automatically get registered. So there's different ways of doing that. You can register without doing any upgrade top up. It just does cost you Ethereum fee, and obviously you want to do that when the Gwei is low, 70-80 Gwei. If you can get it on a Sunday, something like that, it's the best way to do it. If you can wait that long. But obviously everybody after that, if they're doing a top up or a new stake or something like that, it qualifies you pretty much. So almost 40 minutes in, and we're counting it down. Let's have a look at the market price. Market price just at 0.004829. So this is going to be a really interesting period here. Let me just get another nice shape, and we'll put up there maybe a nice. What we got there? Haven't actually used this here before. No, it's no good. Maybe it might be. Let's have a look here. What do we got on this one? I thought they might have circles, but that doesn't seem to have any circles. Text. Not sure whether that's any of those there, but got nice little arrows. Take this little arrow. So anywhere sort of in anywhere in here, sort of anywhere in this period there. Let's put a nice color on that. Put a nice orange. So anywhere in that period there, it's going to be interesting to see what the price does. So it's going to be very telling. Obviously, we've got all the staking metrics heading in the right direction, but it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens there on that one. So maybe we'll get a little S there, little S movement, and then out the top. So like I say, I think we've got a 2/3 probability going out the top that way rather than breaking down. So we'll watch the space on that. And let's go to Axion today board. Looking at this, so we're down to, this says 205 there. What's it got on this one? 207. There's slight differences there. I'm pretty sure they're coded by T-Daily, both pages, so I'm not sure why they're slightly different, but they are. So 9.56. And here we go. So we got 79.31. And we'll go down to here. I'm pretty stoked about this Max Share Club, to be honest. I mean, 88.17 billion. It keeps shocking me. It keeps going up. So good. Obviously, we have minting coins every week, 2.5 million. But we've actually had a lot bigger factor actually staking longer, including liquid, and that's why we see the liquid amount go down. This amount go down. We actually think that it's probably somewhere between maybe 45, probably 45 billion, and so it'll be interesting to see where that heads. I would like actually see that liquid revise. So I don't know, Patricia, if you're still awake watching, then maybe you guys could talk about that liquid figure with the original official, with T-Daily, and see whether that should be revised downwards. And if so, you could always have a little I information there with the actual calculation. We could have a little breakdown for those people, for the nerds that want to have a look and see what that's made out of, because that could base it off the Etherscan, balance there, which you've got 85.9, so 86 billion AXN in there. Obviously, it takes out the dev wallet there, but maybe it could do some adjustments, and that might be quite useful. You could also have that figure, you could keep the 57 billion, but then have an I and then do an adjusted figure inside the I, pop it up with a box and have an adjusted figure. That'd be another way of doing it. Just food for thoughts there, folks. XDL says interesting. Yep. There we are, folks. We're now almost 45 minutes in. No shock squids come in. No shock shark. No shock whale so far. No shock dolphin. So that's interesting. Actually, let's have a quick look at. I think we got that down here. Yeah. So here's the league distribution. So basically, it distributes people by the percentage that they have. So if you're a whale, we've got 15 whales. We've got 145 sharks, 899 dolphins, 3,006 fish, 3,180 crabs, and 1,929 shrimp. Now, often we've had a lot of crabs and shrimps lately. I don't know if you noticed, but we had a lot of these actually come in and jumped all the way up to dolphins and sharks. So they're getting them while the good is early, while that share rate's still on the low side, and they're getting it up because that share rate's going to really climb, as we showed on the Hex chart. We see the yellow one there. Hex was worth 60 cents. Now the share rate's gone up so much now. 1T share, it's not 60 cents anymore. Just over a year later, almost 40 months later, it's now worth $332. You don't see that on here, but $332. So your shares that you've got, your M shares, are going to be looking really good in the future in terms of the cost. So it's going to cost someone a lot more to get the same amount of shares that you did, because the share rate's going up, and potentially the price effect as well. So you've got the share rate effect, which is kind of a volume effect, and you've got the price as well, potentially, which if we expect it to go where we think it's going to go. So Scott Master Priest, one of the tokenomics people associated to the Axion Foundation, was talking about, he revised it up from 1 cent on the 10th of March up to 3 to 5 cents. We're just being patient and waiting for the price to rank up, and that really will take effect when the liquidity gets squeezed down. So we think that even though the official liquidity says 50, I think was it 58, yeah, 57 billion, which is really low. That's been going down every day from what I can remember. We actually think it's probably closer to 45 if we adjust it for contracts, and that keeps getting squeezed down. Staking's going up. Look at that staking. We're now just hit 219 billion. That's just live while we're on air just now. So that's pretty cool. 219 billion. Awesome stuff, guys. That's awesome. We're going up there, and we've got 490 billion shares. So yeah, these are all going in the right direction. Very comfortable with that. We're just going to be just waiting patiently. So it might be a few weeks from now. Just watch the space on that. We just need to get, we certainly need to get those wallets up a bit more. We don't actually need a lot of more wallets. We just need to get the staking going. But if the wallets come in, we're going to get that exponential growth much faster. We'll hit that parabolic, and then we'll get re-rated. And if you get re-rated, that means we're moving up to a new level, and we should hold that level. And that's what we're talking about, re-rating, rather than just going up and coming back down again. So that's where the market starts to value you a lot more. A lot better, and we see that in Ethereum and Bitcoin. So Ethereum and Bitcoin, we see they got re-rated. You can see that now the market ranks as, rates them basically. You got $1 trillion for Bitcoin, and you've got $240 billion for Ethereum, and 58 billion for Binance. So even if we're in a bull market at the moment and that comes back, it's most likely to come back to a new high. So a new higher low than it was before. So even if it does have a dramatic pullback, it will pull back probably most likely to a new high. So Bitcoin probably won't go back to 3,000, which was the previous low, 3,200, something like that. It will probably go maybe to 12,000 or 16,000, something like that, and then start moving back up the cycle. So some interesting stuff going on there. We've got that price at 4448, and here we are waiting for some Ethereum to come into the VCA number 8. VCA number 8. So pretty interesting stuff there. Yeah, once back to the Hex, we've actually got Hex is going to do a fork onto the Pulsechain. It's actually something that maybe Axion could consider going on in the future, so that'd be interesting because there's no reason why a lot of other projects can't go onto the Pulsechain. They're going to make the fees much cheaper, and they're going to be adding on some special features which Richard Hart says are going to be quite groundbreaking. So that could be a possible option for Axion to jump over. If Hex is going to jump over onto it, obviously it's a smart contracts and all the stuff, then you'll be able to get a copy as well. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know what your thoughts on that are, Alex, but let me know in the chat, or anyone else for that matter. So interesting stuff. So, well, these are the big three staking tokens. There's, Axion, Hex, and Wise. They really are the big three. There's lots of smaller projects launching, especially on BSC chain, but they've got a lot of more gaming dynamics as opposed to specific deposit dynamics. So they are staking tokens, but they're not quite on the same same league, as it were. So interesting stuff there. Right, so we're almost 50 minutes in, and we're still waiting for some ETH. So maybe a little shrimp might come in with 50 ETH or something like that. So it looks like we have had a flippening though. The first 6 VCAs, we got a lot at the beginning, and now we're getting them towards the end from the looks of it. VCA 7 was definitely like that. Great, it was a fantastic finish of VCA 7, and that's actually quite an adrenaline rush. I actually enjoy those more. That's typically what we see too, is in auctions. So in all the Wise auctions over the first launch period, most of the Ethereum came in towards the end. They did have it was a little different. Some of the times it comes in the middle, but towards the end, it certainly was pretty exciting. And also in Hex, you got that as well. Obviously, Hex had the Origin wallet that used to come in and normalize the price to Uniswap, but some interesting stuff. Alex K, did you know Hex and Wise are trading on Matic Network? Yes, they are. So Hex and Wise are trading on Matic Network. So people are moving on, doing that as well. So possibly something Axion could do. Axion, actually, we've got liquidity mining. So probably not a tab that a lot of you are on, but we could get on a layer 2 network like Matic, and we could have a pool. So it'll be interesting to see whether Axion looks at creating a liquidity pool on Matic and getting that up. But they could provide some further, maybe put a few billion Axion up for incentives as well. But also Matic, you could see that happening. Also, QuickSwap, I don't know what you think of QuickSwap, Alex, but obviously Wise Token's got a special deal on there, which seems like it's pretty much a no-brainer. 100% APY on that, liquidity mining, liquidity provision on there. So don't know what you think of that. Layer 2 network with much lower transaction fees. Hopefully we will see Axion there soon. Yeah, so hopefully they're going to be doing that. It'd be really cool if they do that. Then we basically, you move your once you've moved on there, you can trade for cheap as chips. Like pretty much, I don't know what the price is, but it's pretty cheap. And Alex K says he loves QuickSwap. So that's something we could do. Wise has done it already. Hex is obviously being even more dramatic with the chain, but I think Hex is going to, Rich is going to do something special with the Ethereum chain as well. With the Pulse chain. So some really huge dynamics happening there, and it'll be interesting to see where Axion heads with that as well. Some interesting stuff. All right, so we haven't had any Ethereum in yet, so we'll probably get some later on. And looks like we're going to have most of the Ethereum come in the middle and perhaps towards the end of the day, or just as I finish this live stream. Maybe some Ethereum will come in there. Maybe someone watching this live stream is waiting for me to finish the live stream so they can put some Ethereum in there, and that would be funny. All right. Super cheap transactions hard to beat. Yeah, that's right. So really, the low cost does help a lot with velocity and the rest of it. And we all know that velocity is key for pricing and stuff like that. So we're pretty cool. So hopefully there's some insights there from Alex and myself around Hex and Wise and some of the options there for low fees. We're looking out. It's going to be pretty dramatic. I'm sure the Axion team is watching those things as well. Or you can always put if you want to see some of that stuff on the second layer like Matic or QuickSwap, let them know, and you can always tell them. They probably know already, but bit of community, jeering about it or cheering or whatever, it always helps along the way. So pretty awesome. So the last thing I want to say is just before we wrap up is that don't forget Axion today will have some special announcements. So people are looking for some news around Axion. They're going to have some special announcements on their show, which is coming up in a few hours, I understand. And so go over to Axion today on YouTube and get yourself what do they call it, scheduled in to watch that show when it comes up. Maybe 12 hours away, I'm not sure, but you can check that out. It's going to be pretty exciting. We always look forward to some big news in the Axion community. So anyway, thanks very much, Alex, for moderating and all your great insights as usual. And thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be on Discord, and if some Ethereum comes in, I will be really there to cheer it on, because it's always fun to get some wrapped Bitcoin in the staking page. So we've still got a long way to go. We've got 11 hours and 6 minutes. So still, 23 hours and 6 minutes, not 11 hours, 23 hours and 6 minutes. But it's obviously some time for me to pick up some nice dinner, and I will see you all later. So thanks for watching, and see you later. Cheers. Bye for now.